Okay, so let's talk about stewardship. When you hear that word, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, right, it's probably money, maybe our time, or our talents. But what if I told you that all of that, it's not the starting point? That true stewardship, the kind that changes everything, begins somewhere much, much deeper.
So let's just ask that question. If we really want to get this right, if we want to live a life of real faith and purpose, where do we even start? What's the actual ground zero for all of it?
And here's the answer. It's direct and maybe a little surprising. It's not your wallet. It's your heart. That's it. That's the whole game. This is the idea we're going to unpack today, that everything, and I mean everything, in a life of faith flows directly from the state of our heart.
You know, this isn't some new idea we just came up with. It's ancient wisdom. This verse from Proverbs is incredibly powerful. The Bible is literally telling us that our heart is the control center for our entire existence. Think about that for a sec. The issues of life, all your decisions, your reactions, your character, it all starts right there.
So what does it even mean to be a steward of your heart? Well, think of it this way. A steward is someone who takes care of something super valuable that doesn't actually belong to them, right? It's been entrusted to them. In our case, God's entrusted us with a lot, for sure. But the number one most important thing is our own heart.
All right, so we're caretakers. We're stewards of our hearts. Got it. But why? Why is the heart so ridiculously important? This next part really gets to the core of it, and it all comes down to one big word: allegiance.
Okay, this is a game changer, so lean in for a sec. When we're saved, it's not just like getting a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's way more than that. It's a change of ownership. It means we're not just forgiven for our past, we are literally claimed by God for His future. We belong to Him now.
And check this out. This verse from Ezekiel just nails it. God doesn't just, patch up our old, broken heart. Nope. He does a full-on heart transplant. He gives us a new one. And because He's the one who gave it, it belongs to Him. That makes us the stewards, the caretakers of this incredible gift He's put inside of us.
And this whole idea, it's right at the center of what's called the Great Controversy, this big cosmic struggle between good and evil for our loyalty. And you know where the real battleground is? It's not in some distant galaxy. It's right here, inside our hearts. That's where allegiance and worship are decided. And listen to this quote: "The surrender of the heart to God is the first step." Did you catch that? First. It's not step 5 or some advanced technique for super Christians. It's the absolute, non-negotiable starting block. Everything else we do, our service, our obedience, it's all built on this one single decision. Okay, so that's the why. We get it. God has a claim on our heart, and surrendering it is step 1. But what does that actually look like when you wake up on a Tuesday morning? Let's switch gears and get super practical. Let's talk about the steward's daily work.
You know, it really comes down to 3 key things. First, you've got to be the gatekeeper. Guard what comes in. Second, you have to get real with yourself and examine your own motives. And third, you have to consciously, actively cultivate gratitude. Let's break each one of those down.
Okay, step 1, guarding what enters. This is all about being intentional, right? The stuff we watch, the music we listen to, the thoughts we let just hang out in our minds, none of that is neutral. It's all shaping us. It's shaping our spiritual sensitivity. A good steward knows this, so they make a choice. They feed their heart with stuff that brings them closer to God, and they starve the things that pull them away. Simple as that. Then there's step 2, examining your motives. This means we have to ask ourselves the tough why questions. I mean, look at this. The exact same action, serving someone, giving money, can come from 2 totally different places. Am I doing this for God's glory, to actually help someone, or am I doing it for myself, to get a pat on the back? A faithful steward is always checking that internal compass.
And finally, step 3, gratitude. Man, this is a big one. It's so true, right? A heart that's always complaining and seeing the negative, it's just closed off. It can't shine. But a heart that chooses to be grateful even when it's hard, wow, that kind of heart becomes a light, a blessing to everyone around it. It literally changes your entire world.
So let's put it all together. How do these big ideas actually become daily habits? This last part is all about making that surrendered heart a real, moment-by-moment thing. So here's what it can actually look like. It can be something as simple as starting your day with a prayer of surrender, just handing your heart over to God before the chaos begins. It's about being quick to say, "I'm sorry," when you know you've messed up. It's making the active choice to forgive instead of holding a grudge, to choose humility instead of pride. See, these aren't just one-and-done deals. They're the daily habits that actually build a character that reflects Jesus.
And this really is the heart of the matter. Is your heart common ground? Like a public park where any old thought or influence can just wander in and set up camp? Or is it sacred ground? Because if Christ has saved your heart, it's not common anymore. It's a holy place, set apart for Him, and we've got to treat it that way.
And that brings us full circle, right back to our purpose. Why go through all this trouble? Why be so careful with our hearts? Because we are saved to shine. We are called to bless. A well-stewarded heart is like the clean lamp that lets the light of Christ shine out into a dark world. It's not about us. It's about letting Him be seen through us.
So I'm going to leave you with this one thing to think about, just one question to carry with you. Is my heart common ground, or is it sacred ground? Really think about it, because the answer to that question, it changes everything.